Afternoon, everyone. This is Dawn Fisher here, and I am here with Rob O'Malley from Summit Funding.
Hi, Dawn.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Thank you for taking the time today to meet with me. You reminded me earlier, one of the coolest things you've done in your past is you've gone culinary school.
Yes.
And that's really, I love to cook, so I really appreciate that. And I know you take time to share that with your team here. Why did you get involved with being a mortgage broker?
Well, interesting, right? You know, I never thought this is what I'd be when I grow up. I did grow up in kitchens, you know, in my early 20s. I went to culinary school, and as my culinary career progressed, I had these, you know, they say you have 3 different careers in your life on average, right? Well, I had an epiphany at about 27 years old. I'm working at the Ritz-Carlton. I'm on my way to becoming a chef, an executive chef, and I thought, wow, I want to run this hotel. So that's when I went and got my undergraduate degree at the University of Denver. Mm-hmm. And while I was at the University of Denver, I of course had the opportunity to go to Europe, and I attended Le Cordon Bleu in Paris and London, and my whole culinary and hospitality career just was really on an awesome path. Mm-hmm. Got out of college, came back home because I grew up in the Tri-Valley, mm-hmm. Pleasanton, Dublin, Livermore, and I got married to my high school sweetheart, and we bought our first home here in 1999, mm-hmm. right? Now I'm wearing the suit and tie, I'm commuting into San Francisco, managing the front office of hotels, and on my way to general manager, just like I thought I wanted to do. And my next door neighbor owned a mortgage company and refinanced us, right? Mm-hmm. And I sent her several of my coworkers, and she took great care of them, and she's like, Rob, you need to do this, you can do this. And she just wouldn't let up. And she said, you need to meet my dad. And that was really what convinced me to come and do home loans, because I love people. I've always been in the service industry, mm-hmm. and I love numbers. I was really good at it. I was running 3 departments in the hotel industry, doing nothing but productivity and analysis, and selling rooms and making money off of the hotel. So it was just a natural progression, and the guy that taught me was my neighbor's dad, and his name is Roy Helton, and he owned Black Mountain Mortgage, and he was just a super Christian guy from North Carolina, and it couldn't have been a better introduction to this industry. And I've been hooked ever since.
Yeah. What's one of the oddest things that you've had clients ask of you?
Well, when I think about odd, every loan is like a snowflake. That's what keeps me so stimulated, is I never get bored with what we do. Every borrower's got a different set of circumstances. Mm-hmm. So, I'd say some of the most challenging and oddest requests I get is to help somebody that's a self-employed individual that owns 4 corporations, right? And they W-2 themselves off of one, and they've got partnerships with another, and they've got dividend income coming, and some are showing an income and some are showing a loss, or they're very affluent, mm-hmm. right? So they're either very self-employed or very affluent. After Dodd-Frank, the mortgage regs have made it hardest for those people to get a home loan because they don't fit in that W-2 box, right? So if it's someone that's got $4 million in the bank and they're just paying themselves an allowance off their interest, dividend income, that's really tough to work on. Yeah. So the oddest requests I get are, hey, can you help me get a home loan? Yes, I know I could buy the house with cash, but I need a mortgage interest deduction and I don't want to deplete my assets. Mm-hmm. Or I'm self-employed and I'm making $400,000 a year, but the IRS is only seeing 60 because I'm utilizing all the benefits I'm allowed to have. I have a great accountant. So it's those folks that give me the oddest requests to help them get into a home loan when the guidelines out there aren't built for them.
Yeah.
And that's what's wonderful about working at Summit Funding, is I've got the ability to broker out for these wholesale products that are designed for those kinds of people.
Right. You're local.
Yes,
what
ma'am.
are some of the things you like to do around town?
Well, I have 3 children, and my oldest is a senior in high school, and he's super competitive in soccer. So year-round, we're watching his soccer tournaments. I love that. And then our next son is 16 years old, and he's into theater. So I love watching him do acting down at El Campanile in Antioch or at his high school plays. Mm-hmm. And then our little girl's 8. So as you can see, my activities revolve around my children. So she's into Girl Scouts and piano, and mm-hmm. going camping with Daddy's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And if it's just plain old me time, I'm either in the gym at 5 a.m. or I'm out there on my motorcycle just decompressing and having a good time.
Right. What about restaurants? What area restaurants do you enjoy?
When I think about our downtown area here, I'm definitely a Brentwood guy. I mm-hmm. really do believe in supporting our local community.
Right.
Caps is my favorite place to go to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I'm looking at dinner, Zephyrs has really stepped it up. They're doing a great job.
Love Zephyrs.
And then, sometimes, you know, I just want that steak Cobb salad over at Vic Stewart's, right? And
Right.
and then, you know, we have our monthly happy hour at the Cocoa County Wine Company, and Becky Bloomfield,
Yeah.
thank you. She's always so good to us. We really enjoy that
It's a great place. Yeah, we look forward to it every month. What are some of your greatest challenges here in the office?
When I think about business and what's, you know, some of the most challenging things is I'm not just a loan officer, I'm also a business owner, right? I'm the branch manager, so this entire cost center is my responsibility. And with what we've gone through in the mortgage industry since the meltdown, with Dodd-Frank regulations, then TRID, the TILA-RESPA Integrated Disclosure Act, it's changed us from 1099 to W-2 employees. The greatest challenge has been staying in line with the regulatory changes and still being able to help people get home loans.
Yeah.
While also remaining profitable and, you know, supporting my family and making sure that the people that work for me and rely on me have secure jobs and their incomes continue to grow and we all stay healthy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful that Summit Funding found me in 2011, and our CEO, Todd Scrima, not only founded Summit Funding, the mortgage bank, he co-founded the Core Training Company, which is the #1 mortgage coaching company in America. He co-founded that with Rick Ruby.
Yep.
So now Todd Scrima made Rick Ruby a 20% owner of Summit, so Todd and Rick own both companies. Todd Scrima, my CEO, Rick Ruby, my business coach, and Dan Miller, my regional vice president. Those three guys, all because of my involvement in Summit Funding, have become my three greatest mentors. And developing as an individual, as a professional, as a leader, while also developing my own personal business as a sales professional and serving the communities and our people, that's been the greatest challenge for me in this ever-changing environment that we call mortgage and real estate, right? So it's also been the most rewarding. I'm just so grateful that this company found me and that I'm with the right people, surrounded by the right systems, in the right culture and healthy environment, that I'm just, you know, that was the greatest challenge, was having the industry change under my feet and a complete landscape, everything about what I do change, while still being able to do what I do and serve our local community and just be healthy and successful. I'm very, very grateful for that.
And that's one thing I've noticed too with this branch is there's a lot of longevity here. So we can count on you guys being here for us when we need you.
Yes, ma'am. I am. I've been in the mortgage industry since 2001. My daughter's only 8, so guarantee I'm going to be here for another 15 years.
Well, Rob, thank you so much for being with me this afternoon, and everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.